Hello everyone, that Manga Kid here to give my full series review of Everyone's Getting Married. This is by Izumi Miyazono. It is a Viz release under their Shoujo Beat imprint, though I do believe this is a josei title as it is a bit more mature. It is a mature manga, though none of these came wrapped, which I found interesting. But anyway, just be aware of that there are sexual themes in this because these are adults in an adult relationship, and it is portrayed as such. So, this is one I've heard a lot of talk about that I've been really interested in because I really like the art. I liked the covers, and I thought the premise was interesting of this woman who wants to get married, have kids, be a full-time kind of homemaker, but she meets this man who has zero interest in marriage, and so trying to make that relationship work when their values and goals are completely different. And so basically we have Asuka is our main heroine. She is, I think, 24 years old. She works at a bank. She does loans, I guess, for usually mortgages, I think, homeowner loans and stuff. She's excellent at her job, which I love, because a lot of josei manga, you see women kind of really struggling in the workplace and trying to get their footing. While in this one, we see this young woman who is very successful in her career and doing really well and is well respected in her company. But her desire is to, work as hard as she can while she can, and then as soon as she's married, she wants to be a homemaker and quit her job, and everyone's kind of shocked at that because she's so good at what she does and she seems to really love it. And then we have Nanami, who is a famous newscaster dude. He does radio, he does the weather, I think, as well, morning news kind of stuff. So he's pretty famous, well-known, successful man who I believe is 29. So there is a few years difference between them, but they basically meet at the beginning of the series. We see Asuka's boyfriend, who she believes is going to propose to her, break up with her. And so she's, thrown off because she had this whole plan and now it's, ruined, and she's desperate to find a man so that she can settle down. And she meets Nanami, who up front, before they even get involved with each other, they are aware of each other's desires, which is why I think this story works, because my least favorite thing about relationships in general are when people have very different goals and they either keep it a secret or they try to change the other person discreetly and influence them and passive aggressively try to change their mind. Whereas this one is very much like, before they start going out, he tells her he thinks marriage is basically stupid and has no interest in it ever getting married, and she makes her intentions of wanting to find a man to marry her so that she can be a full-time homemaker, and that's what she wants for her life. And, despite their very different goals and values, they fall for each other, but they already know the difference. And I'm not going to tell you that they're not trying to, influence each other's decision or convince the other person that their way is better and that they should go that way, because they do want to spend, they kind of want to spend their lives together, and they realize that pretty quickly, that they really do love each other, and that this is a problem that they're going to have to figure out. And but like I said, they're not trying to manipulate the other person without maliciously. They're very upfront. They have conversations, not very deep ones that normally just end in them having sex, but at least they're aware. There's no kind of background manipulation going on that they're trying to persuade the other person to come over to their side. That is covert. They're very upfront about it, which I appreciate. because I mean, at the end of the day, if they both don't want to change, at least they can't say the other person, tricked them into the relationship or tricked them into trying to, change them or whatever. It was very much the whole time they're going like, no, I still want to get married. No, I still don't want to get married. And I guess we still have to figure this out. There are some other couples as well. Their friend, or Asuka's female friend, doesn't want to get married, and his male friend does, and they're together as well. So you get that little flipped kind of reversed role situation, as well as a couple of male rivals who very much want to marry Asuka. And it's very interesting to see her kind of battle with that feeling of, do I settle for a successful, attractive man who wants to marry me and give me everything I've ever wanted? Or do I stick it out with this person who I really love and would love to marry, but he doesn't want to marry me? And so that kind of dilemma of, do you stay and hope that you get what you want? Or do you leave and go for and get what you want immediately, but not necessarily with the person you want? And I thought that was a really interesting discussion, because I think that it's like, I don't think that every single person has two gorgeous men fighting over them. But I think it's a real situation that people deal with of, do I settle for this because this offer has come along, or do I chance what I really, really want? And maybe it's not going to work out. And I think that's such an important discussion. And I think that's such a, adult situation to be dealing with, not necessarily in just a romantic way, but in a career way or whatever, right? Like that fork in the road of, this will get me what I want faster and guarantee it, but I may not actually be happy. Or this other path will be potentially much more painful, and I may not actually get what I want in the end. And it may all be for nothing, and then there's no going back. You can't mess around with this guy for a few years waiting for him to propose, and then if he doesn't and you decide to break up, that other guy probably already has found somebody, so you can't just fall back on him, right? Like, that's not how life works. You make a decision, and you need to deal with the consequences of that decision. Yeah, it's a really good series. I read it in 2 sittings over the course of 2 days. I read the first 3 volumes, and then the next day I crushed the other ones all the way up to volume 9. It was captivating. I really enjoyed it. I liked the art. Like I said, it is... Oh, they're so cute. It is a mature series. Oh, and I also like that all of the chapter names are quotes about love, and it corresponds very much with the theme of that chapter, which I really enjoy as well. I just thought that was a creative little thing to do. She's just really cute. And he's actually not a horrible man either. Sometimes josei men are just awful humans, and he's not an awful human. He's a bit gruff in the beginning, but he's actually a very sweet guy. And I really enjoyed that as well, of that he's not a cheating asshole who doesn't care about her. Just because he doesn't want to marry her doesn't mean he doesn't love her so much. And I really like that. But yeah, there is a lot of sex in this series, but it's not super explicit. You see some boobs every once in a while, but for the most part, it's just kind of a fade to black situation. But yeah, I really like it. I think it's really cute. I think it's a fun adult romance that deals with some pretty relatable topics. So yeah. Also, I love workplace romance stuff, and to see 2 people who are very successful at their jobs and really enjoy them and are respected and hardworking is so much fun. I love that. And also the other adults as well, like the other characters all are, you learn about their jobs too, and you get to see, how they're doing, and it's just fun. I really like it. I think that you should pick up Everyone's Getting Married if you have not read it already, and any of this sounded interesting to you. If you've read this, love to hear your thoughts. If you have any other suggestions of some more mature romance series that are out there that you'd like to recommend to me or anybody else, do leave them in the comments because I would love to hear it. Thanks for watching.